So when you get something like Harry Potter, and I made a film there on Harry Potter Witchcraft Repackaged, what was the purpose of Harry Potter coming into our school system? Bibles have been thrown out because they're religious. Harry Potter is a witch. The first time in the world we've got child-friendly witchcraft being taught in the classrooms. Under Scholastic Inc., the publishers of 80 years of curriculum in public school bring in a religious book. Scholastic Inc. come under the umbrella of AOL. AOL allows the kids to go into the computers in the classroom, speak to actual witches about the books that they're reading. The witches answer them, give them a pagan worldview as an answer. I'd just like to ask us if this happened in our classroom with born-again, Bible-believing Christians able to be plugged into in the classroom by our kids with, let's say, the Left Behind series of Tim LaHaye or something, which was at the same time that J.K. Rowling's Harry Potter books were #1 bestsellers, so was Tim LaHaye's bestseller. So if the agenda is reading, why couldn't both those books have been put into the classroom at the same time? The agenda was not reading. The agenda was to change the worldview to new think with our kids. What was the new think? Were all the kids going to become witches? No. So many Christians say, well, my kid reads Harry Potter and they're not a witch. Let's look at the worldview. Harry Potter's worldview is based on Harry Potter. First of all, he's a witch. What does God say about witches? Witchcraft is as the sin of rebellion. You've got 350 kids going to Harry Potter's occult school of witchcraft and wizardry. 9 occult teachers teaching 350 students various different teachings in occultism, from astrology, crystal gazing, tea leaf reading, belief in the dead, belief in apparitions, shape-shifting, all the things that actual adults, whether they're Satanists or Wiccans, learn in their religion. Now being brought down into child-friendly religious format. What is the pagan worldview? Relative truth. There's no such thing as truth. When Harry steals and Harry lies and Harry does anything wrong, he is rewarded because the means justifies the end, because Harry is using good magic. The evil Lord Voldemort is using bad magic. Both of their sources both of their magic comes from the same source, the phoenix feather that belongs to the school's headmaster. It's a pagan worldview that is being given to them, shifting absolutes, moral relativity, that the end justifies the means, that good is evil, evil is good. If it's done by Harry, it's okay. If it's done by the evil Lord Voldemort, it's not good. Kids are getting confused. The thesis, the antithesis, therefore let's get together and discuss this. How do you all feel? The kids are then bussed on our taxpayer money on yellow buses to go to the movies. Warner Brothers owns AOL and Scholastic Inc. So the indoctrination process continues. There are 7 books. J.K. Rowling, the author of Harry Potter, said it would take 7 years to build a wizard. So now we've got young 11-year-old kids or 9-year-old kids, and if they can't read, by the way, the books are on cassette tape so they can listen to them. An entire generation of our kids have been taken into moral, alternative thinking, new consensus, so that they can be conditioned for the global worldview. Let's take that one step further. The Bible says that when the Antichrist sets himself up on the throne of God, that he is going to demand all the people remaining on earth to take the mark of the beast on their foreheads as a mark of allegiance to him. How can the whole world be conditioned to take on a mark? I mean, I wouldn't take on a mark, and I don't know how many of you in this room would, but how can the conditioning process begin? Halloween is when Harry Potter's book opens up. #1 festival within paganism, witchcraft, Satanism. It's the end of the old year, the beginning of the new year. It's a highlight in the pagan calendar, in the nature calendar. Harry Potter books elevate nature, environmentalism, Wiccan pagan holidays. It opens on Halloween night. Halloween in most places around the world has to have blood sacrifice because the god of death, the god of Halloween, Samhain, is the god of death. Go into any store, look at Halloween stuff. I mean, that is not life-giving symbols. Skeletons, tombstones, horror, blackness, black cats, all of these are part of death symbols. Halloween is the festival of death. Opens up, Harry Potter's mother and Harry Potter's father are both witches. The evil Lord Voldemort comes in to kill Harry Potter and the Potter family. His mother gives his life for his son. That is part of Eastern mysticism, where the matriarchal figure is greater than the patriarchal in the worldview, in biblical worldview, that we have God our Father. Within Eastern mysticism, it's God our Mother. You can see that the environmental movement is conditioning us to lift up Mother Goddess, nature worship. In India, the land I grew up and loved so much, as I say, the rivers were Mother Goddess, the map of India is Mother Goddess. You go into the river to live, to die, to shampoo your hair, clean your teeth, wash your bull, your cows, wash your dishes, die in there, have babies in there. It's all merges in with chaos and disorder and is all part of goddess movement. So here we have Harry Potter's mother who gives her life for Harry, a complete reversal of where we have Jesus Christ, the Son of God, giving his life for us so that we can become one with God the Father. So Harry Potter's mother gives her blood for Harry, and as this skirmish goes and the evil Lord Voldemort kills Harry's mother and father, he zaps Harry with a lightning bolt, the mark of the god of Thor, the god of power and thunder, onto Harry's forehead. Harry has the lightning bolt, which interestingly enough is also the symbol of the swastika, and Hitler, of course, used that as part of his good life because he was an occultist and obviously plugged into the occult, and etc., etc. Not to deviate, Harry puts the mark on his forehead. Hundreds and thousands of children all around the world to show their allegiance to Harry Potter at every movie that comes out, every book signing that comes out, put the mark of the beast on their foreheads. The book is being translated into over 63 languages in over 200 countries. We have got global children conditioned to take on a mark on their foreheads. That's another interesting part of the conditioning going on.